Hey, what is up you guys? I am SubZeroExtabyte and I am ready for today because today will be the first day of a new day, which means that today is a new day. Yeah, that is right. That did not make any sense at all, and that does not matter because we are going to try an obby again. We have not done one of these for a while, so let's change it up for a change. Now this is a Teen Titans Obby, which is pretty cool. Leave me a comment down below in the comment section if you know or like Teen Titans. And I hope that you think that this is pretty cool to do. But it is an obby. It is same old same old. I can just jump down here just like that, and I die. That is basically what all the fuzz is about when it comes to obbies. Now of course I am better than that. That is why that was just a demonstration of how you would fail in an obby. But for me these are not all that hard. It is just a normal routine to follow. And of course like I said a couple of days ago in the video about my YouTubing life and Roblox, it is just one of those ways to stay healthy. We all need some SPRTS in our life. And we need some exercise so that we can actually stay healthy. So why not find something that is fun and athletic or challenging at the same time? And even though it might be challenging, that is just part of the fun to me. Even though most of the obbies that are around already have been finessed by me. So that is not really that big of a deal for me. But of course that is not all. Because when you do not pay enough attention to the map that you are playing, well then you just luck out and you fall to a painful death. Now I'm not trying to scare you or anything, but that is just how it is right now. That is just the way life goes. Even though it might be going so easy and stuff, that does not mean that you can just cruise through it like it is nothing and without paying attention, because that will end up biting you in the butt for sure. Now of course I do not want that to happen to me, but sometimes you just cannot do anything about the ways of life these days. Now you may know that I really like quotes when it comes to dealing with the more hard to understand things in life. So when something is like a really philosophical topical, you just end up being brain farted because you have no idea what I am talking about. And I think that quotes help with those things. So here is a quote about things in life that are easy by our 26th president called Theodore Roosevelt, aka Teddy Roosevelt for you who know his nickname. But it goes as following: nothing in the world is worth having or worth doing unless it means effort, pain, difficulty. I have never in my life envied a human being who led an easy life. I have envied a great many people who led difficult lives and led them well. That is basically the same when it comes to this hobby. You can just have an easy life and do nothing about it and just stroll through it. But it is the people who are leading the hard lives and make it look easy who you should be looking up to. That is why I like to keep things interesting by making things hard on myself from time to time, like failing on purpose. That is what I do a lot. Also in this video of course, it would just plain be unfair if you had to watch me do all of this so perfect and swift without a care in the world, and you guys are out there struggling trying to become as great as me in these things. So sometimes I will fail on purpose just to make it look a little less hard. Come on. I would not be able to do all of this without you guys. So if you guys want to be like me, that would be pretty hard. So I have to put in some flaws to myself. No one is flawless except for me, of course. So maybe that is the reason why I should be doing all of this, just so that you guys can see that having flaws is just a way of life. But then again, I am a Roblox character, so I am not really sure if that also counts for me. But now that the cat is out of the bag, I will just hope that you guys appreciate the fact that I sometimes end up failing on purpose, just so that you guys can see that I'm also human, even though I am better than anyone else in these types of things. Just so that Now of course, like it goes with everything in life, there is no such thing as the perfect life. My life is pretty good and all of that, but it is not perfect. And that is one thing that might just be pretty important for the people who look up to me. It is not about leading the perfect life, or leaving a flawless and faultless life. No, it is about being the perfect person in your life. Just be the person that you think is perfect, because that is all you have. You cannot change the outcomes in the world. The only thing in this world that you actually can change in a good or bad way is yourself. And now we shall just throw out the bad part, because no one wants to be the worst version of themselves. That is just something that is unfortunate. But if you have the ability to change anything about yourself, and I do not just mean your appearance, but make sure that anything that you might be changing actually is a change for the better, and that is not just something that I am saying for the likes or anything, That is just something that I feel like is true for a lot of people out there. Now of course none of this actually has anything to do with Teen Titans, but that will be coming up next, because Teen Titans are Titans, but that does not mean that they do not have any flaws. You are just not seeing them because it is a TV show, and you know that you cannot believe anything that is on the TV, right? At least that is what most people say. We do not believe what is on the TV because it is what we want to see and what we want, That is something that we cannot believe, and that is just because we have all learned to kill our dreams, and that is something that we should never be doing. Dreams are all that we have in our lives, especially when you are younger. That is the time that dreaming is the most fun, because you have got your whole life in front of you and you can just dream and contemplate about all the stuff that you might end up doing and achieving in your life. So please, you guys, promise me that you will never ever give up on your dreams, no matter how weird they might sound to anyone else, as long as they sound alright to you. We live and breathe words. It was books that made me feel that perhaps I was not completely alone. They could be honest with me, and I with them. Reading your words, what you wrote, how you were lonely sometimes and afraid, but always brave. The way you saw the world, its colors and textures and sounds. I felt the way you thought, hoped, felt, dreamed. I felt I was dreaming and thinking and feeling with you. I dreamed what you dreamed, wanted what you wanted, and then I realized that truly I just wanted you. That is just life, dreaming, and just like the Teen Titans, we should never stop until we are really ready with doing us. That is just the way that life is supposed to go. So go be a freaking superhero if that is what truly makes you happy. It does not matter if it seems impossible, just live a little. People think dreams aren't real just because they aren't made of matter, of particles. Dreams are real, but they are made of viewpoints, of images, of memories and puns and lost hopes. And if you do not know this yet, hope is all that we have in our lives to actually make us happy. So please promise me to just do whatever it is you want to do as long as it will make you happy. That is the true meaning of life. I mean, it might not be playing obbies all day or anything like that. I am not saying that, but on the other hand, if that is what you want to do, and that is what truly makes you happy, then why not do that? Of course there is school and all of that stuff, and I am not telling you to ignore that, but just do the things that you like in your free time. That will actually make it easier to live life and actually love it. Now I am pretty sure that all of this just sounds really weird to you, and you might be like, "Sub, what in the world is going on with you?" Well, there is nothing going on with me. It is just that sometimes you need to live a little to find out what it is that you want out of life. And I feel like a lot of people are not really living their lives anymore. They are just strolling along and not really enjoying it. Some people see life as a movie flashing by, and they feel like they have no say in what is about to happen. But let me tell you this, you do have a say in your life, so use it. Now let me tell you one thing. One of the things in life that actually make me really happy is murder mystery. Now I am not saying that by doing just the things that make you happy will actually end up making you feel good, but this is a pretty funny story about me getting into murder mystery. Let me just put it out there real quick. I used to play around in murder mystery and I was getting really hooked on the game mode, and that was right after I stopped hating the game mode and I actually started to get really into it, because I saw all these other people play it on YouTube and stuff. And I thought I also want to get really good at this. So what do you have to do to become good at something? You have to play it a lot, or you just have to do that thing a lot. And I believe that they say something like, when you have spent 10,000 hours doing something, so if you have spent 10,000 hours playing football, or playing tennis, maybe even writing a book or something, that when you reach those 10,000 hours of experience, that you are a professional. So that is what I did. I was not really aiming for those 10,000 hours, but I was trying to get really good in a short amount of time. So one day I was going really hard. I was on a big winning streak of like 16 wins as the killer in a row, when I really had to pee. And I was just going hard, and that was not going to stop me. No. So guess what I did? I did not go to the bathroom, and while I was winning that game, it got so intense because I almost lost that I ended up peeing myself. It was bad. I mean, who pees himself while playing a video game? That is just weird, right? But you know I am all about transparency, as you might know, so I decided to share this with you. So please do not make fun of me in the comments because it is pretty embarrassing. Now there were some times in life where I was struggling along as a pizza delivery guy, but I still made the best out of it just because that is what I was good at doing. And if that is something that goes the same for you, then just use that. As long as you do stuff that makes you happy and feel alive. So when I was a bit younger and I was looking for a way to save up some money, you know, because my parents told me to get a job and all of that stuff, so I decided that I wanted to save some money to buy my own gaming PC. You know what, by the way, let me do this obby again in under 1 minute. Here we go, watch me do this. Okay, you know what, I might need some training first. Let me go ahead and train. But like murder mystery, I was not very good when I started there. I was late a couple of times, and riding that scooter was not going all too well for me. But after a while I got the hang of it. I learned some pretty sneaky and quick shortcuts through the city, and I started to deliver faster and faster. And by the time that I was working there for almost 3 weeks, my average delivery time was already down to 14.5 minutes. And that was pretty good, because that includes the time that the pizza takes to come out of the oven and all of the other preparations. So after a month of working there I got promoted and I was making the big bucks. And I even got an award for the fast deliveries. It was a golden pizza, but my boss took that one. He basically fell in love with it the minute he saw it. I quit right after that though, because you know what they say, always quit on your highest peak. So I did, and my dad was pretty mad about it. Now you might be like, Sub, that has nothing to do with Teen Titans or anything what I am doing, but that does not matter right now. The thing is that we need to make sure that we can actually get back to the Teen Titans Obby, because you know I was failing badly. But that does not matter. We have had a lot of things that did not work out the way that we wanted them to, and we just ended up turning that around and making the best of it. So that is what we are doing today. We are going to make sure that we can beat that freaking obby and be done with it. Because apparently I am not the best obby player in the world, but I will not let it bother me. I will just try to become a better obby player. Now becoming Sub-Zero is something else. I mean, just being the best obby player is cool and all, but I am Sub-Zero and that is way cooler, just like my name, which originates from this one story right here. So once when I was little I saw this big yellow submarine in a toy store, and I wanted it really bad, but my mother was like, "No boy, it is Sub-Zero outside, you are not going to play with that thing." And that name pretty much stuck with me throughout my whole life, Sub-Zero. So no, it has nothing to do with an actual yellow submarine. It was just that my mom said that it was freezing like crazy outside. So I really do hope that this kind of answers your question. I mean, I could keep going on about that story because it actually is pretty long, but I will not bore all of you with the details. That is Sub-Zero, his name origin, and Sub-Zero being me, so you know that is the origin of my name. But I have told you guys about my name already a long time ago, so let's just get back to the obby before we do not have enough time for that. We are working out right now, but all of that working out will not pay off if we end up sucking in the obby yet again. So to tell you guys the truth, I have never been good in obbies. I have always failed a lot, and I always just told you guys that I am doing that on purpose, but I am really not. It is just that I'm not good at them at all. But that does not mean that I will not try to beat it as myself. Every time that I fail right now will not be because I am too good for the tracks or anything. That will just be me not being good at this stuff. So here goes nothing. Still, I hope that you guys will not be roasting me in the comments for this, because I know that you guys can actually be pretty freaking ruthless. But you know, you guys are my fans, and you know you are not just my fans but you are my family. So I appreciate everything that you guys do, and even if you guys want to criticize me, then I will just take all of the critique and do with it what I do best. Basically just do nothing with it and just move on the way that I want to. Well, I bet that you were expecting something else, right? Well, that is not what is happening right now. I am still Sub-Zero, but I am also someone who does not really care about what people say about me. I am just someone who really cares about what I think of myself, and not what others think about me. But that does not mean that I do not care about anything, or what anyone thinks of me, because I do really care about what I, Sub-Zero, think of me. Sub-Zero. I am my own biggest critic. Before anyone else has criticized me, I have already criticized myself, but for the rest of my life, I am going to be with me, and I don't want to spend my life with someone who is always critical. So I'm going to stop being my own critic. It's high time that I accept all the great things about me. Like me being the best in the world with hobbies and cooking. Did you know I was a good cook? Yeah, me neither until I tried cooking some nice good chicken. Wait, never mind, I am getting way off topic here. It's time to think about me for a second. As a person, it's not about the negatives, it's about all the positivity you can get in life, so always remember that. And these axes will be here to test that. And of course that is the point where I end up failing. Well, that happened.